Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to Ouachita Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law. Good evening, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving week. This is Chris Babb, joined by Jeff Root, and we have a big non-conference matchup in Division II women's basketball tonight between the visiting Pittsburg State Gorillas with a record of 3-0 and the Ouachita Tigers with a record of 2-0. These two teams are looking to continue their hot streak as they start the season. Great American Conference play for Ouachita will begin in just a couple of weeks. Not many non-conference games for Ouachita before they get into GAC play. Pittsburg State plays here tonight, and then tomorrow night we'll play across the street at Henderson State. And Jeff, for those, we have several, a good amount of Pitt State fans that are here tonight, and they are getting to experience it firsthand. But for those Pitt State fans that might not be familiar, the team's not going to have to go very far tomorrow night to play Henderson State. Obviously, being right across the street from Highway 10, it's really one of the most unique situations and setups in Division II. We got to experience that last week in the final game, the Battle of the Ravine. Obviously, Henderson made the playoffs. Pitt State's football team is also in the playoffs Saturday, but the women's basketball team here tonight and then tomorrow night at Henderson State.
And I tell you what, it's a good crowd tonight, Chris. Now, most of that crowd is right behind us on the home side, so you're not going to see it from the home side. They'd never believe it if they looked on the other side right now.
That's
why you're not going to see that from the home side camera. But I tell you what, for a school that is not in session right now, the whole week off for the students for Thanksgiving, so they're not here. But it's still a good turnout, partly because I think people know about Pittsburg State and Arkadelphia, and they know it's a good school with good sports programs. At the same time, Ouachita's off to a 2-0 start. Something's got to give tonight, two undefeated teams in this early season.
Both of these teams will start conference play next week. Next Thursday, Ouachita will face Harding here at Bill Vining Arena, and Pitt State will open MIAA play at Missouri Western. Pitt State comes into the game 3-0 under six-year head coach Amanda David. They turned it over to three all-conference MIAA selections from last year: Grace Pyle, Corinna Gerber, and Harper Schreiner. Grace Pyle leads the Gorillas with a 19.7 points per game average. Corinna Gerber with 13.7 points per game is second. And Harper Schreiner, the leading rebounder, at 8 points per game. They're 3-0 in GAC play, Jeff. They're trying to go 4-0. They have wins at Oklahoma Baptist, a home win over Southwestern Oklahoma State, and then a win last week in Russellville against a good Arkansas Tech team, 88-86.
Well, it's a very impressive start for Pittsburg State. A 10-point win over Oklahoma Baptist in Shawnee, then playing at home against Southwestern Oklahoma, a 20-point win. And then, as you said, a win over Arkansas Tech at Russellville. That's difficult. They got a 2-point win in that big game. And now they're playing here at Ouachita. Not a loud place because the students are not here, but a good turnout to see two good teams.
We're getting ready for the national anthem and the starting lineups, and we will turn it over to public address announcer Matthew Branch, and we will have the national anthem. Pitt State in the road red uniforms. You mentioned a tough place to play in Tucker Coliseum in Russell. We'll watch that game with our friend Sam Strachner at Arkansas Tech and Kelly Davis bringing the play-by-play. We're glad that those of you from Pittsburg, Kansas, or wherever you may be watched from, we watched that one or tuned in tonight as well, as we have a good GAC MIAA matchup between these two teams. Pitt State 3-0 on the season. They did have a 6-point exhibition loss at Kansas State of the Big 12. It is time for the national anthem. Then we'll turn it over to Matthew Branch for starting lineups.
for your Ouachita Tigers. Sophomore forward from Mena, Arkansas, number 20, Grayson Fairland. Junior guard from Bologna, Arkansas, number 22, Laney Mears. Junior guard from McKinney, Texas, number 24, Grayson Williams. Sophomore guard from Marmaduke, number 30, Heidi Robinson. And freshman forward from Silent Springs, Arkansas, number 45, Brooke Beth.
There you have the starting lineups. First for Pitt State under head coach Amanda David in her 6th season. Sydney Holmes, a 5'9" junior guard from Mays, Kansas. Corinna Gerber, a 6-foot junior forward center from Halstead, Kansas. Harper Schreiner, a 5'8" sophomore guard from Eudora, Kansas. Grace Pyle, a 5'11" junior guard from McPherson, Kansas. And Jenna Shipley, a 5'9" redshirt junior guard from Adrian, Missouri. For the Ouachita Tigers, at guard, a 5'8" junior from Bologna, Arkansas, Laney Mears. Grayson Williams, a 5'7" junior guard from McKinney, Texas. Heidi Robinson, a 5'9" sophomore guard from Marmaduke, Arkansas. Grayson Fairless, a 6-foot sophomore forward from Mena, Arkansas. And Brooke Smith, a 5'11" freshman forward from Silo Springs, Arkansas. Coach Robert Dallimore in his 5th season at Ouachita, and we are ready to go. Grayson Fairless jumping center for Ouachita, and Corinna Gerber. And the Gorillas have possession first. Layup up no good right off the bat from Harper Schreiner. Rebound to Fairless, and Ouachita's on the run with Laney Mears. Robinson, a sharpshooter, has shot really well from outside. Brooke Smith kicks out to Williams, tries to go baseline. Shot up no good, controlled by Sydney Holmes. Quickly ahead, Pitt State looking to push. Three-pointer on the way and no good, short. Offensive rebound. Layup is good, and the first points of the game come from Pitt State at the hands of Sydney Holmes. Ouachita quickly back to action. Williams loses it, gains possession, and goes to the basket. 2-2, Grayson Williams with the first points for Ouachita. Quick pace early, Jeff.
Good, strong move by Williams. Lost possession of the ball momentarily and then got it back and went with the left hand, made the shot.
Another three-pointer, short. Heidi Robinson tips the rebound and controls it. She'll run the point for Ouachita. They leave her open. That three rolls around. Rebound to Schreiner. Up and under, no good from Jenna Shipley. Ouachita on the move now with Grayson Fairless.
Wow.
Heidi Robinson.
That is
Gets
a long
the three-pointer to go. Laney Mears flashes for the steal. Can't get it to stay in bounds. So the ball will stay with Pitt State. The Gorillas averaging 71.7 points per game. Ouachita 87.5, but that is only over 2 games. They scored 85 and 90 points, and an offensive foul is called on Grace Pyle. Pyle confused, looking at the official to see if she can get some clarification. So is Coach David.
Really fine three-point shot from Heidi Robinson from long range on the last possession.
Williams tried to find Smith. Ball bounced off of her hands. Steal by Smith on the baseline drive from Jenna Shipley. Fairless. Offensive foul called on Grayson Fairless as she tried to bull her way through the body of Corinna Gerber.
You know, that's close, Chris. She was putting herself in position to be fouled going up for the shot, but she lowered the shoulder a little bit, and they caught her in that act and called the offensive foul.
2 subs into the game for Pitt State. Macy Mays, a 5'11 freshman guard from El Dorado Springs, Missouri. And also into the game, Destiny Burgee, a 5'8 freshman guard from Carl Junction, Missouri. Guard-heavy lineup for both of these teams. 3 guards, 2 forwards. Man-to-man defense from Ouachita. High-low set, 4 out, 1 in for Pitt State. Nice cut to the basket and the layup on the backside from Sydney Holmes. Cuts the Ouachita lead to 1. Sam Watson. Audrey Winfrey set to check in at the next dead ball for Ouachita. Fairless goes baseline, kicks out to Smith. Now Mears, they contest. That shot, a pull-up jumper from Mears, no good. Fairless taps it to Brooke Smith. Shot clock reset to 20, now it's at 15. Looking inside for Fairless. They back off of Fairless. Ball rolls around on the ground. Tie ball, alternating possession will stay with Ouachita. Watson and Winfrey will check in for Ouachita, along with Alba Lozano, a 6'1 redshirt sophomore forward from Leganes, Spain. Mears triggers the inbounds pass for Ouachita. Watson all the way to the basket. The left-handed layup is good for Samantha Watson. Watson averaging 4 points per game. Gets that basket to go. Ouachita picked 5th in the GAC. Pitt State picked 6th in the MIAA preseason poll. Nice weave offense results in a layup from Macy Mays. Mays averages 12.3 points per game, gets the basket to go. Watson drives again, but that ball is knocked out of bounds by Berge. Well, they're going to say it went off of Watson, and so it will be Gorilla basketball. And checking back into the game for Pitt State will be Jenna Shipley, replacing Berge.
High pace in the game so far, Chris, and a few substitutions for each team. They keep up this pace, they're going to need to play several people tonight.
Audrey Winfrey felt like Watson was getting beat on the dribble, came over to help, and that allowed Schreiner to find Lozano on the backside for the layup to give Pitt State its first lead in the game. Harper Schreiner guarding Lainey Mears, listed at 5'8". Mears listed at 5'8" also. But there is a size advantage for Schreiner. It's a good shot by Heidi Robinson. She has 5. Watson flashes for the steal, knocks the ball out of bounds, and so it will be Pitt State ball again.
Beautiful shot off the glass by Robinson. She's made a long three and a nice shot around the basket. Got good versatility.
Fairless checks back in, replacing Brooke Smith. Joey Babel, a 5'4 sophomore guard from Beebe, Arkansas, replaces Heidi Robinson. For Ouachita. Now Pitt State quickly on the move. That's Sydney Holmes. Gets it to Mays. Schreiner back to Mays. Babel flashes for the steal but can't get it. Nice job of ball control by Macy Mays. Babel was there, but Mays used the height advantage she has on Joey Babel to get that basket to go. And we're back and forth with 3 lead changes in the last 3 possessions. Ouachita trying to get Lainey Mears a look. She creates her own look. Can't get that shot to go. Babel keeps it alive. Back to Mears. Fairless. Left-handed layup, no good. Babel keeps that one alive to Watson. Pitt State wanted to travel, but they said no possession, and now we have alternating possession. The jump ball, the alternating possession will go to Pitt State, but not before we have a media timeout. 4 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pitt State up by 1, furious pace, and we'll be back to Bill Vining Arena after this timeout. You're watching Ouachita basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Got several Lady Tiger and Tigerette basketball alumni who tune in to these. And if you're not planning on being a part of the Lady Tiger Basketball Alumni Weekend on February 17th, we invite you to do that. Nice pass from Schreiner in to Corinna Gerber to extend the Pitt State lead to 3, and we'll give you some details about that reunion. Nice group of former players came last spring as Lainey Mears spots up for 3, no good. Babel hustles for the rebound, saves it inbounds to Winfrey. Her 3 is in and out, no good. Sam Watson with the rebound, back to Winfrey, swing it. Mears pull up after the ball fake, gets the 17-footer to go. And Jeff, a lot of times when a shooter has struggled a couple of times, use the ball fake and pull up from 17. If she can get her rhythm, it could be a good night offensively for Ouachita, but you know Pitt State knows that they have to contest the shot of Lainey Mears.
Leading scorer on the team and a leader on this team, and she put that bucket in out of sheer determination. She'll go back to shooting. She can make points. She can run the team. She can do about anything, and she just got to steal.
Yeah, including steal the ball. She gets the ball off to Audrey Winfrey, the sophomore from Lake Hamilton. Babel from BB. Needs some help. Well, look at the hand that Schreiner has in the face of Lainey Mears. Uses the screen from Fairless, can't get the three-pointer to go. Defensive rebound, Jenna Shipley. Shipley can't get the left-handed layup from the right side to go. Fairless quickly the other way for Ouachita. Screen. Mears uses it. Just inside the three-pointer line. Can't get it to go. Mears trying to find her rhythm.
Came in shooting 36% on three-point shots, did Mears. Not that hot yet, but she'll continue to shoot and continue to play defense.
Second consecutive steal from Lainey Mears. Layup partially blocked maybe, but Winfrey gets the rebound and the putback to give Ouachita the lead once again. Brooke Smith, Heidi Robinson set to check in at the next dead ball. Grayson Williams joins them at the table. Winfrey one-on-one. Grace Pyle kicks out. The three-pointer in the corner from Harper Schreiner is good. Schreiner, a 20% three-point shooter this season. She's only 2 of 10. She hits that one. Fairless down on the other end. Spins. Shot is blocked by Gerber. Foul is going to be called on Samantha Watson.
Watson got there to make the play, but then collided with the Pittsburg State wing player and is called for the foul. Now wholesale substitutions for Pittsburg State.
And Ouachita, 5 new players on the floor between the two teams. A couple of Arkansas players on this Pitt State roster. Emma Martin, 5'7" redshirt junior guard from Mountain Home, and then Jemiah Brown, a 5'11" freshman guard from North Little Rock. On the shot clock. Three-pointer short. Pitt State with the rebound. Pyle's going to try another 3, and that time it does find the bottom of the net. And Pitt State up by 5. Robinson, backdoor to Babel. Ball fake, fadeaway jumper in the lane. Can't get it to go. And a rebound, Pitt State.
Well, good job of offensive rebounding on the last possession by Pitt State, and then a good three-point shot.
And then Pyle follows that one up with just a little bit short. Rebound to the Gorillas, and Sydney Holmes gets that one to rattle through, and so it's a 7-point lead for Pittsburg State, largest lead for either team today or tonight. Heidi Robinson pull up in the middle of the lane, no good. Rebound to Shipley. Gorillas have numbers. Brooke Smith flashes and knocks that outlet pass out of bounds. And it'll be Gorilla basketball as we spoke her into existence. Jemiah Brown, the 5'11 freshman guard from North Little Rock, gets her first action. Macy Mays comes back into the game. Madeline Tipton sees action for Ouachita for the first time. She returned from injury. Tipton, the sophomore guard from Valonia, one of the leading scorers last year as a freshman. No shot clock, and Ouachita comes up with a steal. Brooke Smith, 3-on-3. Smith goes strong with a left hand. Ball knocked out of bounds by Brown. It'll stay with Ouachita under its own basket. 10 seconds on the shot clock, on the game clock.
Brooke Smith really moves well for an inside player at 5'11 as she plays forward, but she looked like a point guard on that drive.
Tipped into Fairless. Up and under, can't get it to go, but draws the foul. Jeff, it just seems like Ouachita has gotten some really good looks, but there's a lid on that basket. Maybe it'll.
Yeah, moments ago it was
baskets.
a 1-point lead for
right.
Ouachita, and then some Ouachita shots just rimmed out, and a series of shots, 2s and 3s, coming from Pittsburg State.
Fairless to the free throw line, 2 for 3 on the season, makes her first. The sophomore forward from Mena, Arkansas, looks to knock both of those down, can't get it to go. Rebound to Pitt State, and that is the end of the first quarter. So, fast and furious first quarter of action. Pittsburg State 20, Ouachita 14. We'll be back to Bill Vining Arena after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena. We start the second quarter of action. There you see Robert Dallimore and the Tiger basketball team. We mentioned, Jeff, I was starting to talk about this, I wasn't able to get to. We have a big amount of a good number of former basketball players, women's basketball players at Ouachita who tune into these broadcasts. We're glad you do. They started an alumni effort the last couple of years, and they've had an alumni weekend. And they're going to have their Lady Tigerette and Lady Tiger basketball alumni weekend Saturday, February 17th, 2024. And so if you are not on the email list that they have, you can contact Teresa Schaefer-Raymond at T.A. Raymond, that's R-A-Y-M-A-N. So T-A-R-A-Y-M-A-N at yahoo.com. And then watch your email for information. Working on a big display case to go outside. During the national anthem, you saw a lot of the banners of the women, the rich history of women's basketball at Ouachita that you've seen up close and personal, Jeff.
No doubt about that, going all the way back to national AAU championships for the women's basketball team. And, of course, they made the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament in 2009.
That was a fun time to follow the Tiger basketball team under former head coach Gary Crowder and assistant Jason Jones. Made a nice run down to Cleveland, Mississippi that still brings some bad memories to some of those fans who watch because of one, I'm not going to say bad call, but yeah, it was. It's the statute of limitations is up. 5 on the shot clock. Laney Mears gets the jumper to hit the front of the rim, can't get it to go down. Laney Mears has struggled from the field for Ouachita. She's the leading scorer, 1 of 7 so far. Ouachita really would like to get her going, give her more opportunities. Brooke Smith, good on-ball defense. Kick back out. Schreiner, Pyle, Shipley, Brown, and Holmes start the second quarter for Pitt State. Brooke Smith helped on defense. They got the ball to Brown, couldn't quite get it to go, and then a traveling violation called on Ouachita, so the ball will go back over to Pittsburg State. That's the 4th turnover in the game charge to Ouachita. 5 for Pittsburg State. Fifth for Ouachita, so the teams are even at turnovers at 5 apiece. Chris Babb, Jeff Root here. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I'd like to thank our crew of a couple of Ouachita students. A couple of Ouachita students, Gavin Wallace and Blaze Batson in our student sports media program. As Pyle pulls up in the middle of the lane, can't get it to go, but gets the loose ball and gets the putback to go to give Pitt State a 22-14 lead now. Nice backdoor pass from Mears to Tipton, but Tipton couldn't bring it in. The ball will go over to the Gorillas. Blaze Batson from Arkadelphia said, I can work the basketball game. Gavin Wallace, another freshman in our program, drove over from Magnet Cove. And we have a few high school students helping us out tonight as well from Arkadelphia and Magnet Cove. So thank them for coming in to be able to make this broadcast possible tonight.
Really good crew, Chris, and showing their dedication to you. They want to help out. They want to see this team succeed. The women struggling right now. The men already have a win today.
Grace Pyle drives to the basket, draws the foul on Laney Mears. First team foul of the period against Ouachita. The first foul on Laney Mears. So Robinson, Grayson Williams, and Audrey Winfrey come into the game for Ouachita, replacing Samantha Watson, Madeline Tipton, and Grayson Fairless. Corinna Gerber comes into the game for Pittsburg State, replacing Savannah Campbell. Campbell, a 6'2 sophomore forward from Rolla, Missouri. Pyle knocks down her first free throw. Pitt State shooting 70.6% from the free throw line coming into tonight's game.
Those are two perfect shots. Really good form. Pittsburg State just doing everything right now.
The first two free throws the Gorillas have shot tonight go down. Nice ball fake and spin back from Brooke Smith to get the freshman on the board for Ouachita. Kind of break that run for Pitt State. The first basket of the night for Smith, followed up by a baseline jumper from Jenna Shipley. 10-point lead for Pittsburg State, and Jenna Shipley blocks that Grayson Williams layup out of bounds. Laney Mears triggers the inbounds pass for Ouachita. Robinson, top of the key for three, rolls around, no good. Skip pass knocked away by Laney Mears, out of bounds.
Coach Delamore doing a bit of coaching during that brief stoppage in action. There haven't been many stops because these teams have been up and down the court quickly.
Three-pointer short. Loose ball on the ground, controlled by Brooke Smith. 1 on 3, doesn't have numbers. Have to pull it back out to Winfrey. She'll spot up for three, no good. Rebound almost in the hands of Grayson Williams, instead to Grace Pyle of Pitt State. And Brooke Smith is going to be whistled for that foul. It's the second foul of the period called on Ouachita. Jeff, you take a look at shooting percentages. That's the story in the game. Pittsburg State 11 of 22 from the field and even 50%. Ouachita 7 of 24, 29.2%.
They've missed some open shots that they normally make. Mears in particular coming in, hitting 20 points per game, but struggling offensively. Still playing well on defense, but Ouachita slipping behind.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. Gerber got inside position on Winfrey. Nothing Audrey could do on that one, and Gerber goes up for the basket. Mears, three-pointer off to the right. Williams crashes in again for another rebound. Can't get it to go. And Grace Pyle on the move. Shipley pull up from 17 just outside the elbow, knocks it down. And Pittsburg State is on a roll. They've almost doubled up Ouachita. Winfrey can't get it to go. Rebound, Harper Schreiner. Talking to Coach Dallimore before the game, he said that Coach David told him they didn't really think a miscommunication there, and Ouachita is going to be whistled for the foul on Audrey Winfrey. Mears and Williams had a little miscommunication on who was going to stay with the ball. Grayson Fairless comes into the game for Ouachita, replacing Audrey Winfrey. Madeline Tipton into the game for Ouachita, replacing Grayson Williams. But said that Coach David talked to him, Coach Dallimore, before the game, saying, I don't know if we really took Arkansas Tech as seriously as we should have. And so if that was her opinion after the game, you knew that there was no chance that they would, and that's a good Arkansas Tech team as well. They were picked second in the GAC. So you knew that she was going to use that to get her team's attention before tonight's game, and so far so good for the Gorillas, 32-16. They've doubled up the Tigers almost midway through the second quarter.
It was even for the first dozen points or so, but since then, really good shooting from Pittsburg State, really good defense as well, and Ouachita's missed some contested shots and some open shots.
Grayson Fairless finds her way to the basket, and that's a good use of the ball fake out high. And then using her body to get position and kind of get a basket that Ouachita desperately needed. Emma Martin, we mentioned her from Mountain Home. She checked in at the previous dead ball, the 5'7" redshirt junior from Mountain Home, Arkansas. Robinson spots up for three, in and out, no good.
That's the way it's been all night for multiple shooters for Ouachita.
1 for 9 from three-point range for Ouachita. Has not been the case for Pittsburg State, although that jumper from Destiny Berge is no good. Babel pulls up. Jumper good for Joey Babel. That's Joey Babel's first basket of the night. Fairless with a nice help, forces the turnover as Macy Mays steps on the inline. 4 minutes, 43 seconds. Pittsburg State leads by 12. We'll pause. There's a pause in the action, and we'll take it. You're watching Ouachita Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Captain Henderson House. We're a home to call your very own when you're away from yours, with a porch to end your night on, surrounded by friends, sharing stories and old times, and a yard with memories of summertime weddings and picnics after the game. We are so thankful for the life this house has seen for nearly 150 years. Come stay with us and join in on our stories. Captain Henderson House, Inn and Events.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Pittsburg State came into tonight's game with a 3-0 record, shooting 42.1% from the field on average, and tonight they have raised that average as the Gorillas are 13 of 26 from the field for 50%. Ouachita not as shooting as well, 9 of 29 for 31%, and Coach Dallimore and his troops at that last media timeout trying to regroup, see if they can't get another good offensive possession. But, man, you see when Lainey Mears has the ball up top, Harper Schreiner has a hand up because they know the three-point threat that Lainey Mears brings. And if the hand is down, she's going to pull the trigger. And oftentimes that results in made baskets. So Joey Babel guarding Harper Schreiner.
Pittsburg State's been able to make outside shots, inside shots. They've rebounded well. They've done everything well so far offensively.
Schreiner gets Babel off balance, pulls up in the lane. Her shot is good. Babel will try to return the favor. A foul is called on Destiny Berge. That is the first foul on Berge. First team foul of the second quarter. Jeff, I have to get used to switching from men's to women's. I still hadn't gotten used to the fouls resetting at quarters. I almost said the second foul of the first half, but it's the first foul of the second quarter. Grayson Fairless tries to use her body, drives around Lozano, and then she's able to draw the foul on Alba Lozano, the 6'1" redshirt sophomore forward.
You can see that second foul coming as there was some good work inside, and Ouachita's Grayson Fairless was able to go up while contact was going on, so she's going to get to shoot 2.
Fairless knocks her first one down. 2 for 3, make it 3 for 4 on the night. From the free throw line for Grayson Fairless, she has 5 points now. And Pittsburg State leads by 12. Shipley, a little 3-man weave. They find Schreiner back door. Brooke Smith flashes in that passing lane, knocks it out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Gorillas. 16 on the shot clock.
I am impressed by Brooke Smith. She moves well, plays offense well and defense well. Freshman from Siloam Springs for the Tigers.
Ball screen set from Campbell. Another screen set, and this time nice help from Brooke Smith. Shot is no good at the shot clock buzzer, and Joey Babel. So that Madeline Tipton thought about the 3. Instead, Mears deep 3, short, and the ball goes out of bounds. 2 subs into the game for Pittsburg State. Grace Pyle and Corinna Gerber replacing Savannah Campbell and Destiny Berge. Mackenzie Schillmoeller checks into the game for the first time today for Ouachita, replacing Fairless. Schillmoeller, a 5'8" junior guard from Bedford, Texas. Traveling violation is going to be called on Macy Mays. Tried to get the ball fake and penetrate and got the feet a little too quickly before the ball hit the ground.
Gives Ouachita an opportunity. Still just under 3 minutes left. They can cut it to a 1-digit deficit. Ouachita's got a chance to make a comeback in the second half.
Laney Mears underneath, no good. Babel with the rebound. Madeline Tipton drives through the lane and gets the basket good. Gets the layup to go, her first basket of the game, of the season. And then a blocking foul is going to be called on Joey Babel. The Ouachita crowd didn't necessarily agree with that call. Coach Dallimore wanting an explanation. Nice give and go. Layup is good for Sydney Holmes. Laney Mears up and under, gets the layup to go. She's got to feel good to see one go down no matter where it is on the court she takes the shot from.
She has worked so hard offensively and defensively, and finally that time she was able to get a good angle and make the shot.
4 out, 1 in. Offense again from Pittsburg State. Fairless checks out, replacing Schillmoeller. Put 20 on the shot clock. Three-pointer good from the right wing from Jenna Shipley. The lead is back to 13. Mears tries to cut back door, but no open lane there. Now she's going to pull up from just inside the free throw line. Can't get it to go. Fairless with the offensive rebound. Kick out to Mears for 3. Can't get it to go. Brooke Smith is there. She goes up and draws the foul.
Good offensive rebounds by Smith. Now, I know Mears has got to be frustrated, but she's a leader on the team, and she's not going to give up by any means. She's going to continue to lead this team offensively and defensively, and the Tigers just hope that she can get hot at some point. But her teammates trying to pick her up here with a good offensive rebound. First made free throw by Smith.
Coach Dallimore telling, what are you thinking about? Don't think, just shoot it. I don't care if you miss 70 in a row. Just shoot the ball. Mears is a shooter, and you just need a couple to get back in the rhythm. Brooke Smith at the free throw line is good. Coming up on 1 minute to go here in the second quarter. Nice flash help from Fairless, but the backside offensive rebound was there. Under a minute to go. They reset the shot clock to 15. Nice spin move, Shipley. Coach Dallimore wanted the carry, and the putback is good for Corinna Gerber. Sam Watson, layup, no good. Contest from Grace Pyle. And then Watson is whistled for the foul. That looks like it might be the 5th foul. And so Pitt State will go to the free throw line. Coach Dallimore still trying to ask about the carrying move on the spin move. Pyle makes the free throw.
She has not missed yet at the line.
5 for 5 from the free throw line and 10 points. Now 6 for 6, 11 points for Grace Pyle. Leads Pittsburg State with a 19.7 points per game average. She's the only player in double figures for either team here in the first half. In a first half that started out close, but then Pittsburg State used a stretch in the early in the first quarter, late in the first quarter, early in the second to build a double-digit lead, Jeff, and that's where it's been for the majority of the second quarter.
Both teams showing some depth, able to keep that quick pace throughout the first half. Pittsburg State in particular been able to continue to shoot well, really no matter who's got the ball in their hands.
Lady Mears, they tried to get Mears coming off of a screen from Robinson after the inbounds pass. 9 on the shot clock. Watson out to Robinson. 3 on the shot clock. The 3 is good from Heidi Robinson. And if Ouachita can get one stop with 7 seconds left, they can carry a little bit of momentum into this halftime break. Brooke Smith is whistled for the foul. And that's not what Ouachita wanted or needed, as it's going to give Pittsburg State a chance to get those 3 back with 0.5 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Well, she threw that up from a long way out, but did create some contact and had a little bit of an eye issue there for a moment, but she said, I'm okay. Now she steps to the line and hits her first.
Holmes had not hit a three-pointer this season. She was 0 for 3. Free throw, she was 0 for 1. Made those 2. And that's not the person Ouachita wanted to foul out there at the buzzer. 3 for 3, can't get it. Robinson with the rebound and the heave short. And that is your halftime score. Pittsburg State 45, Ouachita 31. Jeff, Pittsburg State's going to finish the first half shooting 51.5% from the field. Only 3 of 8 from three-point range, still 37.5% you'll take. But other field goals, 14 of 25. Not a bad effort from the field for the Gorillas in the first half.
And it's not just a team that happened to shoot well in the first half. It's a team that worked hard to get good shots. Under the basket, a lot of help on offensive rebounds, some putbacks as well. Good work by Pittsburg State on the offensive side.
The Gorillas lead by 14 at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll have some statistics in a few minutes. But we'll take a good break here at halftime. You're watching Ouachita Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager. The whole cliche of they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Bats and Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
We specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Barry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Barry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Chris Babb, Jeff Root here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law. We're at halftime of this women's non-conference game between Pittsburg State and Ouachita Baptist. Pittsburg State leads 45-31. And, Jeff, we mentioned Bill Vining Arena a little bit earlier. In the men's game, we had Bill Vining here himself. I believe he turned 94 this year, I think is what they announced at the last at the football game he was at. I think I've got that number right. I could be wrong on that, but regardless, it's a lot of years, and it's glad to see Coach Vining here earlier.
Of course, he would be at a football reunion also because he was the athletic director for many, many years, working with all the sports here at Ouachita. But we remember him for more than 500 basketball wins. He also coached the women's team for 1 year in a kind of an emergency situation after he'd retired from coaching the men's team. But he had a tremendous, tremendous career, really considered in his day and age kind of an offensive guru in how to run an offense, a half-court offense back before the faster pace of play took over. But he had a tremendous career. It's good to see him out, good to see him here at the basketball game that we played earlier this afternoon when the men got their victory. The women have had a harder time, but before we go into that, I think one of the best stories is how in the world it was that the Fish City Grill became a sponsor of our broadcast.
Yeah, if you're in Northwest Arkansas, Fish City Grill is in Rogers. For anybody who may have a friend or family here from Pittsburg State driving back up north after this game, they can stop in Rogers in Northwest Arkansas and go to Fish City Grill. Our friend Brett Brundage, an alum of Ouachita and also alum of our communications department, owns Fish City Grill in Rogers. And so the next time you're in Northwest Arkansas, if that commercial didn't make you want to go eat some of Brett's food at Fish City Grill. Maybe just the fact that he's a Ouachita alum and supports OSDN will make you want to go. But no, glad to have Brett be one of our sponsors on the broadcast this year. And it's good to have all of our alumni. You know, Jeff, we mentioned alumni as well as we talk about the Tigerette and Lady Tiger Basketball Alumni Weekend, Saturday, February 17th, 2024. If you're not on the list, you can contact Teresa Schaefer-Raymond at T.A. Raymond. That's T-A-R-A-Y-M-A-N at yahoo.com, and she can get you along. You also check out Ouachita Women's Basketball Alumni Facebook page, and that group has done a lot in trying to generate interest. They have watch parties, they have periodic meetings, and they'll have a fun time alumni weekend in February. And it's good for those players to get involved. You mentioned Coach Vining coaching the women for the year. You know, he had several of those men's teams that made the NAIA championships in Kansas City. And also the women. You know, we talked about the banners that are up on the wall. It's a storied women's program, and we invite a lot of those former Tiger and Lady Tiger and Tigerette basketball players to join February 17th. So look at for the Ouachita Women's Basketball Alumni Facebook page, and Teresa Raymond will get you connected if you would like to be a part of that. Jeff, let's take a look at some of these first half statistics. 45-31. We mentioned Pittsburg State shooting throughout the first half. Pittsburg State, 17 of 33, 51.5% from the field, 3 of 8 from three-point range, 37.5%, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 88.9%. Ouachita, 12 of 37 for 32.4%, 2 for 12 from three-point range, 16.7%, at 5 of 6 from free throw line, 83.3%. If you have a 19% advantage in shooting and field goal percentage, it goes a long way to explaining why you have a 14-point lead.
Chris, what really stands out to me is Sydney Holmes. She came in averaging 2.7 points per game. She has 10 at halftimes, and she's looked like somebody that's averaging in double digits instead of just 2 points per game. She's had a wonderful first half for Pittsburg State.
Grace Pyle leads all scorers with 11 points, 2 of 8 from the field, but 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Pyle with 11 points, Holmes with 10 points, as Jeff mentioned, to lead the way for Pittsburg State. For Ouachita, Heidi Robinson, the leading scorer, with 8 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 for 5 from three-point range. She has both of Ouachita's three-point makes. Grayson Fairless with 5 points, Brooke Smith and Lainey Mears each with 4 points for Ouachita. 5 players have added 2 points apiece. Turnovers, both teams have taken care of the ball pretty well. 8 turnovers for Pittsburg State, 6 turnovers for Ouachita. Rebounding edge is significantly in the advantage of Pittsburg State, 25 rebounds to 18. Ouachita, 9 offensive rebounds and 9 defensive. Pittsburg State, 8 offensive, 17 defensive. Foul trouble, no big foul trouble for really either team. Lozano has 2 fouls for Pittsburg State. Brooke Smith and Samantha Watson each have 2 fouls for Ouachita. Jeff, when you take a look at this second half, obviously Ouachita is going to have to try to get some defensive stops, but it just comes to a matter of executing on offense and getting some shots to fall down as well.
It really is all about the shooting percentage, isn't it? That 51% for the game so far for Pittsburg State compared to 32% for Ouachita. Ouachita not doing well on the three-point line either, being outscored in that spot. And there's Ferris State, 8 for 9 on free throws. So they've done everything right when they've been shooting at the
Don't call them Ferris State. Don't call them Ferris State.
Oh, they wouldn't like that at Pittsburg State. They're rivals in football anyway. So we'll call them by their correct name. They are Pittsburg State out of Pittsburg, Kansas, right? And
Pittsburg State would be playing Ferris State this Saturday, but Grand Valley State defeated Ferris State, the Bulldogs, in the first round. Pittsburg State defeated UIndy, defeated the Greyhounds. And so this Saturday, Pittsburg State's football team will be traveling to Grand Valley State for a Super Region 3 semifinal match, and the other one will be just an hour and a half or 2 hours north of here at Harding University, where Harding will face Central Missouri.
So it'd be even worse if I called them Grand Valley, I suppose. I'll try to stick with Pittsburg State from now on.
Red and yellow, you're excused. We're back to action. Pittsburg State has the ball to start things off, and they go to work quickly, and that's Corinna Gerber getting the layup to go to add to this lead. Gerber has 8 points now. Ouachita goes right back inside to try to answer, but Fairless's left-handed shot is no good. She was falling away, and Gerber with the rebound. Go right back to Gerber, layup good. So Gerber quickly in double digits, and Coach Dallimore calls a timeout. 4 quick ones to make a statement quickly for Pittsburg State, and timeout Ouachita, 30-second timeout.
There was a call made on the baseline to give the ball back to Pittsburg State. At the same time, another official granted the timeout, so now they're going to have to discuss which came first.
Yeah.
So there's a timeout, but we don't know who's going to have the ball when they come back. We know it's going to be on the baseline to our left, Chris, but was the turnover call made before or after the timeout was called?
I'm not understanding. I heard the official say violation. We're going to have to get an explanation. We'll try to do that during the break. We'll take a 30-second timeout when we return to Ouachita basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
All right, back to action. It is Pittsburg State basketball out of the break. The official on the baseline said that Ouachita's inbounder crossed the plane and stepped over the line before making the inbounds pass. I think that's probably because she saw Coach Dallimore make the timeouts call, but regardless, we're back to action, and no harm would say no foul, but there wasn't a foul either. Lainey Mears pulls up for 3. Good for Lainey Mears.
That's going to make a difference in the second half. If she's able to get hot all of a sudden, that would be a big help to the Ouachita Tigers. As you said, at halftime is really the shooting percentage that was the major difference between the two teams in the first half.
Schreiner left alone for 3. Miscommunication on the defensive end for Ouachita, and so the Gorillas answer a 3 for a 3. The lead is back to 18. Robinson goes up, blocked out of bounds by Jenna Shipley. Mackenzie Schulmoller checks into the game for Ouachita, replacing Brooke Smith. New into the game for Pittsburg State, Jemiah Brown, the 5'11 freshman from North Little Rock, Arkansas. Mears, top of the key, 2 in a row, yes. Mears gets in a rhythm, and you see the assistant coach on the Pittsburg State bench just kind of shake his head. Talked to him earlier. Get his name. A graduate of Harding University, played basketball at Harding. We're going to have a foul, a loose ball foul on Shipley.
That shot from Brown, I'm sure her folks are here. It's a little bit closer drive from North Little Rock than driving to Kansas.
See some fans above the Pittsburg State bench. Williams penetrates, can't get it to go. Winfrey gets the offensive rebound. Lainey Mears to the basket and good. You have to honor the shot, Jeff, and she can take you to the basket.
8 points already in the second half.
Brown gets it to go. The lead is 15. Williams drives, but a foul is going to be called on Jemiah Brown.
She definitely has parents here, relatives. Big cheer from the other side when she got those points.
Yep. Emma Martin checks back into the game for Pittsburg State along with Macy Mays. Yeah, that was Jacob Roark. Roark, he is a native of Concord, Arkansas, and graduated from Harding. Lady Mears to the basket, and that's blocked out of bounds by Corinna Gerber coming from the backside. I saw a car coming in today earlier when we were setting up. It had Arkansas plates, but the player getting out of the car had a Pittsburg State, and I said, "You have Arkansas plates? Where are you from?" He said, "Well, I'm from Concord, but I went to school at Harding, coaches at Pittsburg State now." They play at Henderson tomorrow, and he might be headed to Northeast Arkansas for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, could be.
6 on the shot clock. Mears to Schillmoeller with 2. She's going to have to shoot it. In desperation, it's short, and the shot clock violation ball will go to Pittsburg State. Lainey Mears whistled for a foul. She tried to come from behind and steal the ball from Emma Martin. And I think if Martin had not crossed the ball over from her left to the right side, Mears might have been able to get that steal. But Martin did cross it over from her left to her right just in time to protect the ball and draw the foul, the second on Mears.
Good inside move for the points there.
Lozano backed Audrey Winfrey down, was able to spin to the baseline and get the layup to go. 17 points is the lead. Now Winfrey returns the favor, but can't get the layup to go. Mears knocks it away from Brown. Brown controls it. Drives down on Mears. Nice contest from Lainey Mears. Pull up from Martin is no good. Rebound Samantha Watson. Watson drives by Brown, layup good, counted in the basket. Samantha Watson's going to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play. That foul is on Jemiah Brown.
Only a sophomore. She really looked good on that move against a taller player. Was able to get around her, hit with the left hand, and go to the foul line.
These are two young teams, 5 juniors on the roster for Pittsburg State as Watson knocks the free throw down. 3 sophomores and 4 freshmen on the Pittsburg State roster. Ouachita young as well. 3 juniors, and the rest are sophomores and freshmen. Tried to go backdoor. Lozano operating on Winfrey, kind of bulled her way in there. Babel tips the ball right back to Lozano. A blocking foul is going to be called on Joey Babel. And to the free throw line will be Grace Pyle. Pyle is 60% free throw shooter on the year. She is 6 of 6 tonight from the free throw line. Make it 7 for 7. Jeff, you had the announcer jinx in the men's game. I tried to just incur it right there and didn't quite work for me. Grace Pyle, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. McPherson, Kansas product, the 5'11 junior guard. The leading scorer, averaging almost 20 points per game for the Gorillas. She has 13 right now. Watson chases that one down. Tipton with 10 on the shot clock. Left-handed layup, no good. Tipton getting her first action out after missing the first 2 games due to injury. Outlet pass from Berge to Emma Martin. Lainey Mears is whistled for the foul. That's her 3rd personal foul. Heidi Robinson will check in for her, but we got a media timeout first. 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Pitt State up by 16. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Get a good look at the Tigers coming back onto the court. Tipton, Winfrey, Watson, Babel, and Robinson. Nice flash by Robinson. Can't quite come in with the steal. Boy, Holmes had Mays back door, but couldn't quite pull the trigger fast enough. Ball fake, dish off to Holmes. Foul is called on Heidi Robinson. Looked like the official right by her was going to let it go, but the official out by the half-court stripe had a different look at it. Knocks down the free throw does Sydney Holmes. And she has 11 points, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Good look at Holmes right there, and she knocks it down, the second one down as well. Ouachita on the run. That foul, I thought they were going to go to Alba Lozano, but it's Macy Mays. The holding foul, 10-yard penalty, replay first down. That's what happens when you're in crossover season and
that's it.
You hear holding. Obviously, most people are on to football, out of football season, but you and I still have a little high school playoff football action on Friday.
Yeah, and she's trying to keep up with Heidi Robinson, which is a tough task.
That's right. Madeline Tipton, the fadeaway jumper is no good, but Tipton is whistled for the foul. And, Jeff, for the remainder of this 3:54, we're going to the free throw line for either team, as that's the 5th foul on Ouachita. 4 have been whistled against Pitt State. Grayson Williams, Mackenzie Schillmoeller, and Lainey Mears check in for Ouachita.
Early in this quarter, a couple of threes from Mears, and Ouachita was looking like maybe it was on the poise of on the brink of making a run, but it just hasn't happened as Pittsburg State's continuing to making shots and now making 2 from the free throw line.
Pittsburg State 13 of 14 from the free throw line, and those have been, the stats just refreshed on me, 14 of 15 from the free throw line. Those have all been from 3 players. Pyle is 8 for 8, Holmes 4 of 5, and Schreiner is 2 for 2. Audrey Winfrey going to the free throw line for Ouachita. Can't get the first one to go. Ouachita 6 of 7, now 6 of 8. Winfrey gets the second one to go. Pitt State with an 18-point lead. Little give and go there. Screen and roll, actually not give and go. Screen and roll as Gerber gets the layup to go. 30-second timeout from Coach Dallimore. We'll keep it here. Pitt State has gotten this one a 20-point lead, Jeff.
20-point lead because of some excellent play up and down the court, offense and defense. They've rebounded very well, Chris, and their shooting just continues to be good. Haven't had to rely on the three-point shots as much in the second half, but they've been very, very good under the basket, getting second shots after offensive rebounds.
Pittsburg State, 23 of 44 from the field, 52.3%. Ouachita, an even 33.3%, 16 of 48. Neither team shooting particularly well from three-point range. Pittsburg State 4 of 11, Ouachita 4 of 14. But they really haven't needed the three-pointers, Jeff. But Pittsburg State 14 of 15 from the free throw line, 93.3%. Came into the game shooting 70.6% as a team. Tonight, 93.3% from the free throw line.
Rebounding margin favors Pittsburg State as well. The Ouachita's trying to hang in there on the rebounds. They're close.
Laney Mears, pump fake, turnaround jumper, no good. Mackenzie Schillmoller with the offensive rebound, can't get it to go. And the Gorillas are on the move. As Gerber drives from the right side to the left side, draws the foul. And Corinna Gerber is going back to the free throw line.
Free throw shooting contest does not favor Ouachita either.
No, 15 of 16, and it's going to be a free throw shooting contest the next 3-10. 16 of 17 now for the Gorillas. Audrey Winfrey has her layup blocked by Gerber. Now it's to Holmes. Now Berge. Layup is good for Macy Mays. Robinson, quick trigger from three, that's short. Rebound, Schillmoller. Picks up her dribble, needs somewhere to go with it. Mears, nice move through traffic. Laney Mears gets it to go, and Coach Dallimore wants a quick timeout. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. Let's see if this is a full or a 30. 30-second timeout, we'll keep it here. Jeff, that could have been a timeout from Coach Dallimore to set up something else defensively, as Pittsburg State has been have been very effective on the offensive end of the glass, not in just making shots, but executing their offense as well.
Tell you what, Chris, if this team is not picked high in its conference, Pittsburg State is in a very tough conference, because this looks like a very much an accomplished team, and they're undefeated, of course, against GAC competition so far.
Yes, Pittsburg State was, I believe, picked fourth. They finished fourth in last year's MIAA standings, 17-5. They were 23-8 overall. And the 2023-24 poll had Pittsburg State ranked third behind Central Missouri and Missouri Western. So that'll be a big conference opener for the Gorillas next week in St. Joseph when they face the Griffins at Missouri Western.
They're playing like a team that is really in mid-season form, and we're early in the season here.
Coach David kind of got her team's attention after the Arkansas Tech game, in which it was a 2-point win for Pittsburg State, but it's one in which they had to come from behind late. Deep three, and that's a good-looking shot from Destiny Berge on the handoff from Jemiah Brown. Watson, we're going to call an offensive foul. Offensive foul does not draw the praise of the home crowd.
Did get a little noise from him behind us for the first time in a while here.
Step back three-pointer. She said, got the last one to go. See if I can get this one to go as well. It was a good look by Berge. Couldn't get it to go, though. Robinson for three. Can't get that one to fall either. Jeff, it's one thing when the other team is shooting well, but then when you're not shooting well, then you feel like you have to start pressing. It's not a good combination. Brown spot up for three, no good. Gerber with the rebound and a foul on the putback attempt, and that was just a product of Corinna Gerber, listed at 6 foot even, having the ability to use that size to her advantage. And that foul on, who did they call that foul on? Samantha Watson. Yeah, Samantha Watson, I guess.
Yeah, she's 6 feet tall. Chris, she is not a weak 6 feet tall either. No. She's put together well. She's strong. You can tell under the basket she can move people around with her body and create an opportunity for offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Knocks down one of two, and it's a 27-point lead for Pittsburg State. Under a minute to go. Robinson's three-pointer off to the right. Brown with the rebound. Traveling violation as Emma Martin took an extra step before she got that one to pass off.
Emma Martin, the redshirt junior. She's from Mountain Home, Arkansas.
She's a bomber. Destiny Berge thought that one went off of Samantha Watson.
And she threw it off her own foot, I think.
And Berge knocks that one out of bounds. We'll try it again. Tipton with a strong drive, blocked by Brown. Rebound, alternating possession will stay with Ouachita.
Brown's a 5'11 guard, Chris. I think she's got quite a future with this team. It's still early in her freshman year, but she looks to be athletic enough, basketball-wise enough to have a good career there.
Played for Darrell Fimple at North Little Rock High School. Now we have foul on Pittsburg State, and that's going to be on Jemiah Brown. Madeline Tipton to the free throw line for two shots. Can't get it to go, and a frustrating night offensively for Ouachita. The Tigers will head into Thanksgiving break, a short break. This is both of those, and Ouachita doesn't get any easier for the Tigers before they start GAC play, Jeff. On Saturday, they'll go to Tyler, Texas to face UT Tyler, which is ranked number 7 in the country in NCAA Division II. A new program to Division II, relatively new, considering how long most of these schools have been in Division II. There's a basket by Macy Mays, and it gets more difficult after tonight. Face Pittsburg State and then a top 10 team in UT Tyler. Audrey Winfrey knocks down the three-pointer. And that is how the third quarter will come to a close. But a strong third quarter it was for Pittsburg State as they stretch a 14-point lead out to 26. And that's where we are with 10 minutes left to play. Your score, Pittsburg State 74, Ouachita 48. Back for the fourth quarter after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Victor did play for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
Chris Babb, Jeff Root here from Bill Vining Arena on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law. Again, thanks to our crew who is helping us out tonight. Our OSDN students are out of town, but thanks to Gavin Wallace, who's directing the show from the truck tonight as we have a foul on Ouachita. Gavin Wallace, a freshman communications and media major from Magnet Cove, Arkansas, running the show in the truck tonight. Blaze Batson, a freshman communications and media major from right here in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, running our assisting Gavin in the trailer and running some replay and tonight. We have a couple of have a offensive foul called on Pittsburg State. Then on cameras tonight, we have Kate Perrin, who will graduate from Arkadelphia High School this spring, and she'll be a freshman in our program next year. Millie Babb, a junior at Arkadelphia High School. And just to be honest, she didn't have a choice whether she wanted to work or not. Audrey Winfrey spots up for another three off to the front of the rim, no good, but nice hustle by Audrey Winfrey to get that offensive rebound. Sam Watson, left-handed layup, no good. Winfrey can't get it to go, but a foul will send Audrey Winfrey back to the line. Some applause from Coach Dallimore of the effort. Rounding out our crew, Cooper Babb. I don't even know what year he's graduating from high school. I think it's 2030. He's hanging out with a little older sister. And then Deborah Root, the chairman of our Rogers Department of Communications at Ouachita, running a camera for us tonight. Don't have to do that very often, but during the breaks, we appreciate Jeff and Deborah joining us for the broadcast. Winfrey knocks down both of those, 74-50. Ouachita coming with some full court pressure.
It's a lot of fun to step in and be helpful during the holidays. You get students that are here, they get some extra devotion points for this, Chris?
That's right. Dalton Reed, nice flash from Laney Mears to get the steal. Dalton Reed on one of our cameras as well. Mears pull up, jumper no good, rebound to Savannah Campbell. Dalton is a senior at Magnet Cove High School. Dalton did a little play-by-play with you in the men's game earlier, a junior, at Magnet Cove. So we still got a year and a half to work on him to get him to come to Ouachita. But we thank those students for helping us out tonight. Defensive rebound from Winfrey as Sydney Holmes couldn't get it to go. Winfrey ahead to Watson. She's double teamed, kicks out to Mears. She'll spot up for three, no good. Winfrey can't save it inbounds. It'll go over to Pittsburg State.
Chris, I'm impressed with just how hard Winfrey is working. She's played a lot of minutes tonight and really working as hard here in the fourth quarter in a lopsided game as we'll see anybody in the fourth quarter. She has impressed me with her devotion to the team and how hard she's working.
And that was a fast break if I've ever seen one, and that was tremendous execution by Grace Pyle. Took the pass in full stride. Grayson Fairless whistled for an illegal screen, I guess. Babel was going in for the fast break layup, and now we have another offensive foul. And Jeff, if we're not careful, we could finish this last 6 minutes just going back and forth to the free throw line.
I have to tell you, Chris, it's 8 minutes.
Well, it's going to take them a couple. I'm saying it's going to take 2 minutes to get to that point. And the last 6 minutes of the game could be spent at the free throw line. I hope it's not 8.
It could be.
And there's a foul. So, well, you spoke it into existence. 4 fouls now against Pittsburg State, and we've got 7:57 remaining in the fourth quarter, so Ouachita will be at the free throw line for the rest of the quarter.
Tell you what, though, you got to believe no time is wasted here. A lot of player evaluation going on early in the season, and Ouachita's Tigers playing really hard right now. Not closing in on a win, but playing hard.
Fairless gets the steal and underneath to Winfrey. 76-52. $15 on the shot clock. Three-pointer short, rebound to Watson. Babel, Mears for three. Off, no good. Pyle with the rebound in transition. 2-on-1, dish off to Brown, layup good.
The Brown fan club in action over there on the other side. Good minutes for Brown tonight. She's responded well.
Fairless looking for the skip pass. Laney Mears comes up with the steal. 2-on-1, Mears and Watson. Dish off to Watson. Back to Mears and a jump ball. And Jeff, I don't do this very often, but I go back to look at that foul that was called on Grayson Fairless about the illegal screen in transition. I'm just not seeing anything.
Not a thing. Not a thing.
Our Dr. Deborah Root had a great camera angle of that. And, yeah, there it was from that angle, too, and just still not seeing anything there.
Yeah, I think she was penalized for having arms there.
Yeah. Reach in from Gerber and a steal. And there's a traveling violation. Man, that's a tough one because I don't think the basket was going to go in. I don't know if the basket was going to go in because it really never got it off. But it's not like it's a two-possession game or anything. But that's a tough one. You're just looking for something that wasn't there.
Yeah, everybody's working hard on the court, so you want to see them not penalized when they don't do anything wrong.
Mears misses. Grayson Williams crashes in for the rebound. And her putback is no good, but she's fouled. And Grayson Williams will go to the free throw line. That is the second personal foul on Gerber. Williams knocks it down, and Jeff, Ouachita, the final 5:39 will be at the line, and I really don't know if Pittsburg State has really been that physical either. It was like in the first part of the fourth quarter, there are just several foul calls. 2 for 2 for Williams from the line.
Pittsburg State has shown some nice depth, not only to be able to keep up this fast pace, but they've had some bench players score well. Brown doing well tonight in her first extended action for Pittsburg State. Young lady from, of course, North Little Rock.
Fairless knocks that entry pass back out to Macy Mays. Yep, the official kind of throws his hands up like, what was that? That's kind of what everybody else was saying, too. Mackenzie Schulmoller with the rebound. Coming up on 5 minutes to go, halfway through this fourth quarter. Now we have a kick ball. It'll be Ouachita's ball. They'll reset the shot clock to 20. And the Tigers will inbound the ball under their own basket. .458 remaining. Media timeout. Last one of the night. 78-54. Pittsburg State up by 24. And we'll be back to Bill Vining Arena after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.
On December 7, 2005, I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. As I was searching for the bomb, the bad guy and the bomb found me first. After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
Back to action, 4:55 remaining, and Grayson Fairless will now go to the free throw line.
Mears is going to set up at the free throw line. She's got 15 now in the game. Had 4, I think, at halftime.
Mears knocks the first one down. And is 2 for 2 is the junior guard from Valonia. Kick out. Schreiner, kick out now. Three-pointer on the way, no good. That was from Berge, but a rebound to Macy Mays. Inside out move. Mays three-pointer no good. Rebound to Fairless. Grayson Williams looking to push. Doesn't have numbers. Picks up her dribble. Now Babel and Mears. Mears middle of the lane. Can't get it to go. Rebound Harper Schreiner. Berge no good. Gerber no good. Rebound pulled away by Grayson Williams. Kick out. Schillmoeller for 3. Too strong. Fairless tips it to herself. Dish off to Babel, and the layup is good from Joey Babel. And the lead is 20 with 3:33 remaining. Brown shot up and a foul by Grayson Fairless. Jeff, I got a message from Coleman Callan. He said he deserves a shout out. You think he does?
Sure.
Sure. There's a shout out to Coleman Callan. The gym was shocked when I said it. It just went deathly silent. Brown to the free throw line, misses her first. Coleman, one of our OSDN students.
Outstanding videographer. Not here tonight, but
Not
outstanding.
Here tonight. Does a lot of our graphics for OSDN broadcasts. He is Coleman Callan from Coleman, Alabama, and that's probably where he is on this break. Ouachita might have gotten away with the travel. The shot was no good. Lozana with the give and go. Excuse me, that's not Lozana, that's Savannah Campbell. My apologies. Schreiner, nice rebound, and the dish off while she was fading away to Macy Mays. And Grayson Fairless, I believe, has just committed her 5th personal foul, and she'll foul out of the game, and that will send Macy Mays to the free throw line. Audrey Winfrey will check in for Ouachita, replacing Grayson Fairless. Fairless finishes her night with 23 minutes, 5 points, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds to lead the way on the boards for Ouachita.
Hate to see her foul out, but Winfrey has been fun to watch tonight. She came in averaging 3.5 points per game. She has 10 tonight, averaging 4 rebounds. She has 5 tonight.
Robinson and Watson in the game for Ouachita, replacing Williams and Mears. Now Lozano comes into the game. She replaces Macy Mays. So size advantage on the floor for Pittsburg State. They've had it all night, but especially now with Brown, Campbell, and Lozano all in. Madeline Tipton goes to the baseline. Shot is up, knocked out of bounds. And it will stay with Ouachita. Robinson triggers the inbounds pass. Tipton for three, that's short. Rebound to Emma Martin. 2:40 remaining in this one. Pittsburg State will move to 4-0 on the season, and they'll face Henderson State tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Just across the street at the Duke Wells Center. Campbell, layup, good. Winfrey for three, no good, and Lozano with the rebound. So an afternoon game for the Gorillas tomorrow, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Before they head home for the break, Campbell with the rebound, and then they'll be back in action next Thursday at Missouri Western in the MIAA opener. Babel's rebound, no good. Rebound, up and under, layup, good from Destiny Berge. And they stretch the lead back to 28. Coming up on a minute and a half, and now a foul's going to be called on Pittsburg State, and Samantha Watson is going to the free throw line. That foul is on Berge. Schillmoeller will check back into the game for Ouachita, replacing Tipton. Watson to the free throw line for the Tigers. 3 for 3 on the season. Set to check into the game for Ouachita, Aubrey Henderson, a 5'10 freshman guard from Jasper, Arkansas. She'll check in for Watson if Samantha makes this second free throw, and she does not. Winfrey tried to tip the rebound, but tipped it into the hands of Emma Martin. Jeff, Ouachita will have something illegal with that. Did not look like what Mr. Naismith had in mind. 3-second violation called against Pittsburg State. Sub into the game now. It's going to get Aubrey Henderson in, the freshman from Jasper, Arkansas, replacing Joey Babel. Also into the game, Micah Russell, a 5'6 freshman guard from Sunnyvale, Texas. Jeff, Coach Dallimore, and Coach Nate Davis and his crew will have a short break for Thanksgiving, I'm sure, and then be right back in preparations for a big one Saturday at UT Tyler, all trying to get ready for that GAC conference schedule that starts next Thursday at Harding.
They certainly have
here against Harding.
They certainly have not shied away from playing quality teams. That'll help them when they get to conference play for sure.
Blocked shot by Berge, and then she turns it over on the other end. Kind of stumbled a little bit, couldn't get the ball off to Emma Martin. Babel will come back in, replacing Heidi Robinson. Micah Russell, the freshman guard. Aubrey Henderson, Joey Babel, Samantha Watson, and Mackenzie Schillmoeller. Schillmoeller spots up on the right wing. Three-pointer no good. Henderson crashes in for the rebound. And
hey, Dr. Root almost made a play over there.
Yes, she did. The rule for the students is protect the camera first and then yourself. The rule for her is protect yourself first and then the camera, because I like my job.
Well, she has a budget, the students don't.
Micah Russell's going to go to the free throw line. She drives in and draws the foul. Russell going to the free throw line for the first time this season.
To the line for Ouachita, number 15, Russell.
Russell's first free throw off the front right of the rim. And gets the second one to go. 1 for 2 for the line for the freshman Micah Russell. That sets it 86-60. Pittsburg State might run their offense and run the clock out, and that's what it looks like will happen. And that is going to be your final score. Pittsburg State 86, Ouachita 60. The Gorillas move to 4-0 on the season. Ouachita falls to 2-1. We'll take a look at some of the final statistics here in a second. Coach Dallimore will join us, leading scorer for Pittsburg State on the night as we pull that up. 2 scorers, Pyle and Gerber both with 15 points, 5 players in double figures. Holmes with 12, and then Mays and Schreiner with 10 apiece. For the Ouachita Tigers, Lainey Mears ended up leading the scoring with 16 points, 10 points for Audrey Winfrey, 8 for Heidi Robinson, 6 points apiece for Samantha Watson, 5 points for Grayson Fairless, 4 apiece for Grayson Williams, Brooke Smith, and Joey Babel. The teams will gather at midcourt. And, Jeff, your final thoughts on this one before Coach Dallimore comes over to join us.
You know, first of all, you just love to see what they're doing at half court now. These young ladies have fought very, very hard. They have challenged each other physically, but now after the game they're showing some unity. You just got to love that.
The Ouachita Tigers will prepare for their post-Thanksgiving game at UT Tyler. And then we're going to shift over and let Coach Dallimore come in. Little shuffle here at the table. Now we're joined by Ouachita head coach Robert Dallimore. And, Coach, talked to Jeff during the game. A tough game for your team against a team that was hitting offensively.
Oh, yeah.
And then to combine that with some struggles offensively for your own team, kind of compile things.
Well, I think, first of all, they're really good. And secondly, I think they just out-toughed us. But first, let me give God all the glory, honor, and praise. I appreciate the opportunity for us to get a chance to play a team like this. It can only help us get better. It's a real self-check to see where you are. And right now, we're not where we need to be. That's pretty clear. You know, we had a nice game last week. Our first game, we didn't really play great. I thought we played really well. I think that their level, they'll be in the NCAA tournament. Their level of physicality, we didn't adapt and adjust to. They let us play. The game was allowed to be played like it's a big conference game or an NCAA tournament game, and you have to adapt and adjust to that, and they clearly were much more physical than us, and you have to learn to adapt and adjust to how the game's being called, and we really didn't do a good job of that. And so, having said that, I'm not saying the refereeing wasn't good, because I think that they were consistent on both sides. And I just think we didn't adapt and adjust to the physicality of the game. And that's why they're an NCAA tournament team.
Pitt State had 3 players that came in all MIAA last year that had led them in scoring. They got some other contributors today. They really spread the ball around and kind of stretched your defense out, it looked like.
Well, I mean, you know, I was telling her before the game, the ball doesn't stick with them. And that's part of what makes them good is the ball doesn't stick. With us, we had a little too much dribbleitis, and our communication wasn't great. But let's give them credit because they're just a really good team. And, you know, I had talked to her before the game, and she told me that last week she wasn't really pleased with how they played, right, and she thought that they overlooked the team. And so when she told me that, I knew there was no overlooking playing us tonight. And, you know, a lot of credit to them. They're a heck of a team, and we've just got to get a lot better. I got to do a better job.
We talked, Jeff and I talked that it doesn't get easier from here. Obviously, Saturday, a top 10 team in UT Tyler.
Right.
Talk about the rest of this week with Thanksgiving thrown in there as you get ready to go to Tyler before you open conference play Thursday, a week from Thursday against Harding.
So, we're up here for Thanksgiving because conference starts next week.
Yeah.
Right, so you've got to get ready, and we're playing 2 of the top 3 teams in our league, prediction-wise, next week. So we'll practice later tomorrow. We'll practice early Thursday morning. We have a big Thanksgiving feast here that we're putting together for the kids, and so that'll be good. And then, we'll practice, and then we'll head on to UT on Friday. So we got a lot of work to do in a short period of time.
Well, congratulations on the season so far. It was a good start for the first 2 games. I know that tonight's game didn't go the way you wanted it to, and an opportunity to get back on the practice floor and correct some of the other things.
Well, I thought the positive was in the fourth quarter, she kept her starters in.
Right.
And it was 12-12. So we defended.
Right.
In the fourth quarter, we defended. We competed defensively. And that's where we didn't compete. We gave up 20, then 25, then 29 points. And we didn't come out to start the third quarter competing the right way defensively. You playing somebody like that, it's a physical, competitive game. And if you're not ready to battle, and, we weren't, and that's on me. If we're not getting it done defensively, then that's on me.
I thought those 2 possessions in the first quarter, in the beginning of the third quarter, you called a timeout after the 2. They got 2 layups, and that kind of set the tone. As you mentioned, you called that timeout. What was your message to the team during there? Because you go from 14 to 18, and they just kind of set the tone on the first 2 possessions.
Right. Well, it was we ain't getting it done. So I'm going to put some people in who want to get it done.
Yep.
Right.
Well, Coach, have a good Thanksgiving of basketball, and we'll see you here next Thursday as the conference season begins. We're 3 games into the season. We're already talking about conference games.
So let me say happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there in the Ouachita community, our families, my son Caleb and his girlfriend Marissa. They're going to go see my wife in Nashville and hook up with family, and I wish I could be there, but I got the little one with me. So
there you go. Coach Dallimore, thanks. Happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you next Thursday. That is Ouachita women's head coach Robert Dallimore. The Tigers dropped the decision tonight 86-60 to Pittsburg State. That'll wrap it up for us tonight here at Bill Vining Arena on this Thanksgiving edition of Ouachita Tiger basketball. We'll be back. Our next broadcast will be next Thursday when Ouachita opens Great American Conference play with the Harding Bisons. Women's game beginning at 5:30. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Good night, everybody.
Ouachita! Way up at the buzzer! Is it going to be an inside the Parker? Yes!